Limited spots. Enroll now. Military test prep too. Trusted, proven, personal. Visit huntingtonhelps.com.
Don't just love the lake, live it. Shop LKN Local, where you'll find unique apparel, home decor, and gifts with a lake vibe you'll just adore. Made by locals for locals, they'll even hand deliver to select zip codes. Shop LKN-local.com today.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and welcome to Thrive Here Live in the Town of Huntersville. We're going to have a wonderful show today. We have two amazing young doctors in our community that I am so excited to have here on the show this morning. We have Dr. Radhia Afif. Her practice helps with parents and professionals break unhealthy cycles, behavior. They build resilience, restore confidence, and foster stronger family systems. Then we have Dr. Neema Hooker. Dr. Hooker is a board-certified family and lifestyle medicine physician and the founder of Revolutionary Health and Wellness. She's going to share with us about wellness, why wellness is a part of life. It's going to be a wonderful show that we're going to have here. I'm messing up all the time this morning. This is not normal for me, y'all. I think y'all got me nervous. And I'm trying to break the ice to get you guys comfortable. So we're going to start this all over again. But anyway, let's have some fun here this morning. I normally don't mess up like that when I start this show. I'm so comfortable and I look forward to doing this. But hey, that's why they have insurance. Accidents happen, right?
Correct.
Correct. So, Dr. Hooker, how are you doing this morning?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. It's a little drizzling outside, but I got my walk in this morning, so started the day off right.
Did you have any problems finding the studio?
No, everything was fine.
Okay. Dr. Fief, what's up over there?
I'm feeling good too.
You are?
Some people don't like the rain, but I feel like we need it. It's been a very hot summer.
Oh, man, I am so glad we have rain. My lawn looked like it had some type of disease. It's green in some areas, and then you have these brown patches. And one thing about me is I love my lawn. But with my profession and what I do as an elected official, I don't spend as much time in the yard like I need to. And this hot summer is really taking a beating. And then I have these nice little trees, what they call the Yoshino cherries.
Mm-hmm.
Bugs have eaten them all
Oh,
the leaves.
goodness.
So they've had a good time this summer.
Oh,
But
wow.
it is what it is. Look, the NFL started this past week.
Okay.
You guys knew I was going to come up with this one. The Panthers. Did you see the Panthers game?
I did not.
You were working out, so you were patient.
I had no clue that the game was on. I don't even keep up with the preseason at all. Okay.
Okay.
Ask me a little bit later on.
I saw some people posted on their Instagram stories. So
You saw them post.
yeah.
How did they do?
I think they did very well. Because I'm into it, I think the first team, Bryce Young and those guys, I think they did very well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second team, and people say, oh, they lost the game. No, they didn't play the entire starters, the entire game. So you have to look at how did the first team do, and I think they did very well. So
You're a
looking
Panthers fan.
I'm a diehard Panthers
I
fan.
think
Got
so.
it, yeah.
Because winning and losing is kind of clear cut. I think in football, right?
Yes. So hey, you know what? You guys are really making me feel so relaxed, man. You're laughing and joking. This is what listening land. I need to know that I met Dr. Hooker at an event in Cornelius, and I'm sitting beside her mom and another lady, and I'm looking at
My
Dr.
cousin.
Hooker like, would this lady look at me? I thought I had some type of disease or something going on. I mean, she would not look at me. Then we connected, and I wanted to make sure that I can do any and everything to help her business and
appreciate
get
it.
her out there. But I think Dr. Hooker was a drill sergeant in the military.
I can be at times. You have to be flexible in this world. Sometimes you're a drill sergeant, sometimes you're a ballerina.
That's all right. I like that. And we had coffee at a place in Charlotte. I was like, wow, never heard of this place.
Mm-hmm.
And the day that we had coffee, I saw you in the coffee place.
Mm-hmm.
I walked up to the car like a gentleman, walked back in, introduced myself to you, and now we have this connection. And I think that you guys have two businesses that will work well together,
Yep,
help
I
build each
agree.
other out. And that's what it's all about. How do you build a relationship. And everything in life is built on relationships, whether
Agreed.
it's good or bad.
Hmm.
It's a relationship. And I try to make sure that I joke a lot. I don't want nothing to stress me out. Not saying stress doesn't come your way, but I need to keep that positive energy as much as I can. But let's get into the show. Dr. Afif, tell us about you. Who is Dr. Afif?
Ooh. Okay. So I'm originally from Philly. I've been here about 3 years or so, a little bit more than 3 years. I'm a licensed behavior specialist, and I've been in that field for about, it seems very long, about 12 years or so now. And my business is the Behavioral Wealth Project, which I actually started about 6 years ago. And I have to repeat it because some people think I say behavioral health, but it's really behavioral wealth because we think about wealth in the sense of money, right?
Yes.
But wealth is so much more than that. Wealth is how we show up every day. You talk about relationships, right? That's wealth, the relationships that you have with people, and really about your behavior habits.
Yeah.
People think a lot about mental health, but what about the behavior habits? What about the things that you do every day, your routines, how you show up, how you interact with other people? So
Mm.
I did kind of like a play on words with the behavioral wealth,
I like
but
it.
Yeah, I like that.
it's
Mhm.
all about like really bringing awareness to your behavior and to your behavioral patterns so that you can increase that quality of life, which gives you that wealth.
I like that. You
Yeah.
said play on words. I sold my last business
Hmm.
13 years ago.
Mhm.
So I'm 13 years retired. But I used to publish a coupons magazine called Q Pons. I was born and raised on Q Street in Richmond, Virginia. My nickname is Q. So what I did, I went out and I did a survey of only women. And I said, what give me some names.
Hmm.
And they loved the name Coupons. And I played off of that, and that helped me expand my business from North Carolina to Virginia. And unfortunately, with some of my internal disabilities, I look like a normal Joe, but I have a lot of internal challenges. I was forced to sell my business. But Dr. Hooker, um, who is
Who is
Dr.
Dr.
Hooker?
Hooker? I would say that I'm a wellness champion.
Mm.
That's how I describe myself today. You know, the day changes. You got to be different with the day. I've been a practicing MD for the last 10 years. I recently got lifestyle and obesity medicine because I just wanted to learn a little bit more about the underlying reasons for people's illnesses. I think our healthcare system, which does a good job with helping people who are sick to get well.
Mm.
But I don't know that we do the best job going from wellness to optimal wellness. So that's what my business is about, revolutionary health and wellness, and trying to make sure that we convert people from where they are to optimal wellness. You know, only about 5% of the U.S. population has optimal wellness, meaning
Mm.
eating the recommended amounts of fruits and vegetables, exercise, sleep, mental health, stress, all of that, 5%. So the goal of revolutionary health and wellness is to push that percentage higher.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm in the 95% now because I don't eat well, I don't sleep well. But when we come back, we're going to talk about what you say that it's a part of life.
Yes,
It's not a part, it is life.
it
But
is
we're going
life.
to take a quick break. We got to pay some bills.
Yes.
So we'll come back, laugh, have a good time, and let people know more about us. But we'll be right back on Thrive Live here in the town of Huntersville.
Sit tight. We'll be back with more after this on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Well, hard to believe, but some of our schools around the Lake Norman area already going back this week. So be extra mindful of some school buses on the roads today and the chance that there could be some wet roads at times too. Not everybody's going to get a shower or a storm, but there will be a few as we work our way through the afternoon and into the evening. High temperatures work their way up to around 80. We'll get back into the mid and upper 80s with a few pop-up showers or thunderstorms each afternoon for the rest of the week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Friday night is the rescheduled Piedmont Healthcare Friday After 5 Outdoor Concert Series. Petty Rewind will be performing, a tribute band dedicated to reviving the music of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Friday After 5 will be held in downtown Statesville on West Broad Street in front of Mitchell Community College. Beverages and food will be available for purchase beginning at 5 p.m. with Petty Rewind performing at 6. Bring your chairs and enjoy Friday After 5 in downtown Statesville. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday night with a concert by Holt Up. This is a local three-piece band performing a variety of music from rock to folk to funk. Call 704-872-9990 for more information on the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill, Tea Times, and the Holt Up Show on Saturday night at the 500 Club. See the riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship on Saturday, September 6th, as they compete on a custom-built course at ZMAX Dragway. The playoff opener features a two-moto format for the 450cc class and 250cc class, promising plenty of drama and excitement from the moment the gates drop. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, a track map, and information on other 2025 events. Score designer deals September 9th through 14th at the Green Jeans Consignment Sale, now at 601 Milestone Venue in Concord, formerly the Buy Low Center. It's fashion, fun, and major savings. Visit greenjeansale.com. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Inspire your team and gallop to greatness. Our horses at Willow Equine are outstanding at working with people on leadership and team building skills, perfect for corporate retreats. Visit willowequine.com as you gallop to greatness.
Get ready, Lake Norman. The Green Jeans Fall Sale is back. 1 week only, September 9th through the 14th. Over 50,000 brand name bargains under one roof. Clothes, shoes, accessories for every age, size, and budget. It's big. It's local. It's once a year. Don't miss it. greenjeansale.com.
Got a Toyota? Get it serviced at Quality Car Care of Statesville. Looking for a great pre-owned vehicle? Quality Car Care has you covered at 2040 Old Mountain Road. Visit qualitycarcarestatesville.com.
All right, we're back with more from the Town of Huntersville on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Welcome back to Thrive Here Live in the Town of Huntersville. I am Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and as I mentioned earlier, we have two special guests with us today. These are two young doctors in our area that are doing great things, and we have Dr. Radhia Afif. Dr. Afif practice helps parents and professionals break unhealthy cycles of behavior, build resilience, restore confidence, and foster stronger family systems. And then we have Dr. Neema Hooker. Dr. Hooker is a board-certified family and lifestyle medicine physician and the founder of Revolutionary Health and Wellness. She's here to share why wellness isn't just a part of life, it is life, and how we can reclaim our health in a world that constantly asks about, I don't know what I'm about to say again. But anyway, look, let's go to this part about this. Wellness is a part of life. It's not a part of life, it is life.
Correct. Yeah. So I think that we have to kind of change our mindset around how we think about wellness. You know, a lot of times we're like, oh, I can do this after work, or I can do it on the weekend and catch up on my sleep and do a workout on the weekends. But you really have to like incorporate it into your everyday life. Like you wake up, you journal, you meditate, you go for a walk, you have a nutritious meal, you know, you take a walk at lunchtime. So you have to incorporate into every part of your life because it's the foundation of life. So if you're not well, how are you going to do the other parts of your life?
Yeah.
How are you going to go to work and be productive? How are you going to take care of your family? So we have to change our mind around what we think wellness is. And it doesn't have to be, you know, hard and something difficult to obtain, but it's something that you have to practice, you know, and try to reach to every day.
But that requires a lot of discipline too.
Yes, and discipline you can practice, and then you can over time. And I think a lot of times we think things are going to be overnight. We have a lot of immediate gratification in the U.S. We don't know how to think forward to a few years down the road. If changes aren't happening today, then we're like, oh my God, why do I need to do this? Because you're lifting weights today so you can lift your groceries when you turn 70. So you have to think about it in forward terms.
I'm glad you said that. I've had several memberships to fitness centers, and that's all I really had was the membership.
hmm
I may have gone for a week, and I never went back. Where I live, I have this long road to get to my house, and if you walk up it 4 times and back 4 times, that's 1 mile. I think in the last 2 months, I may have did that twice. It's the motivation. It's that discipline that we need. And I was at Starbucks this morning, and you're talking about lifting weights now, so you can lift those groceries at 70.
Yes.
It's in my notes too. This morning, I was reaching to get my wallet while I was in the drive-through, and it hurts.
hmm hmm
And I have not had a pain-free day since the 1990s. I shared that with you when we first met.
hmm
And again, a lot of that I'm going to take credit for because I don't eat well. Um, I
Because it's
tr-
convenient. It's
yes.
convenient. And I think we have like very, very busy lives where we feel like it's hard to incorporate these things. And we try to do everything New Year's resolution style. I'm going to get up on January 1 and I'm going to be in the gym every day. People don't even like the gym when they go to the gym. Like you can have a dance party at home.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's other things that you should be incorporating that you like. Ride your bike, go outside and garden, dig up some weeds. That's going to be squatting. So you don't have to do things that you don't enjoy. And I think that's where a lot of people have a barrier. They're trying to get to the gym and do all this stuff and they don't even like it. So it's not going to be sustainable.
But one thing
I don't go to the gym because I don't like the gym.
but you look like you
Exactly. I work out at home.
it's a good deal. Well, I work out though. I do.
Good.
The mind.
Uh-huh.
I am a career student. I am currently a full-time student right now in the university. It was my desire and dream to get a degree from an HBCU, and I'm doing that in
Awesome.
addition to my commissioner roles. But I believe that when we talk about the health, we don't talk about stimulating or exercising the mind or the brain. And I've taken that approach. I need to do other things. I'm glad, I have my sister sitting right beside me who, after this, I might go, I might,
I'm going to interrupt you and tell you that exercise is better than any thinking you can do for the brain.
you're a doctor. I'm not going to argue with you.
Drop the mic, Dr. Neema.
Exercise is better for your brain than thinking.
Well, look, you're the doctor. I'm going to follow your counsel. That's like someone saying, I'm going to pay money for an attorney, and you don't want to listen to the attorney.
Correct.
So I'm not the professional. I'm an elected official that can talk from one side to the other, but I would be crazy if I sat here and debated. One, we already talked about when I text you one day. I'm not going to argue or debate with you. Both of
Please
you
don't.
guys.
But you have three classes.
I'm going to sip the water.
Yeah, sip
no,
the
we're
water.
bringing you into this, honey. It ain't all on me.
Yeah, Dr. Fee, speaking
Well, we talking about other things today.
I tell you what, let's talk about
We gonna keep it
something
there.
with you. What inspired you to start your business, and how has that journey shaped your mission?
So, what inspired me to start my business? Initially, I was just working with the children in the home setting and the school, working in like community centers and things like that. So, of course, I engaged with the parents to help them with different strategies, but the main focus was on the children. But going into the homes, consulting with the parents, what I found is that they needed a lot of support. They needed just a lot of understanding of what behavior is, how it's developed, how you reinforce it, how you maintain it, all of these different things. And so I wanted to create something, one, to be able to educate those parents and give them the support that they need, but also to be able to add my own personal touch to the interactions that I was having, right? We talked about those relationships. When you're in mental health, behavioral health fields and things like that, relationships are important, especially, I would just say, in our community, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very important. And so having those relationships where parents feel comfortable, children feel comfortable, they're more likely to implement those strategies that you talk about, those interventions, changing that behavior, changing the mindset, right? We talked about
Mhm.
those things. And so I
Yeah.
wanted to start something, like I said, where I can put my personal touch on that, but also just building those relationships and reaching the entire family
Yeah.
because you can teach a child to, have coping strategies, teach them the coping strategies or teach those certain things. But if the parent is not in that same space, then that child could regress or, not be able to implement those strategies consistently within the home. So I wanted to reach the entire family.
Well, I'm glad you used the word coaching because that leads me into my next question to
Mhm.
you is what sets your approach apart from other parenting, coaching, or mindset mentors that's out there?
One, I have a collaborative approach. So I'm coming in, yes, as an expert in behavior science and behavior analysis. I also have my undergraduate degree in recreational therapy. So I'm bringing all of this book knowledge, experience, whatever internship I had, bringing all of this experience. But then I also let the parents know, okay, you have the experience on your child or your life. So
Mhm.
we're both collaborating to bring that together to then help the family in whatever way they need to be helped. But another thing that I try to do is support parents in feeling confident and coming up with their own
Hmm.
strategies and things that make sense. So,
Mhm.
one, not comparing, two, being comfortable to ask for help, and three, what's going to work for your family?
Right.
A full time stay at home mom or dad might have a different, you know, different time constraints or resources as opposed to someone who's working a 9 to 5. So
Right.
what's going to work for your family and not comparing to what you may see on TV or what you see on social media, what other people are talking about, but making sure people are actually implementing things that are realistic, kind of like what Dr. Hook to talk about, people not overdoing. If you don't like the gym, why are you going to the gym, right?
Exactly.
Right.
If you can't dedicate, let's say, 3 hours a day to do one-on-one time with your child, then why are you trying to implement that? Maybe you start with 30 minutes if that's all
Mhm.
you really
Okay.
have to build that quality time with your child. So trying to make sure those strategies are realistic within
Yep.
that family system so that they can be consistent and that they can see the long-term changes there.
I like that. Mm.
Love it.
Dr. Hooker, you about to say something?
No, I was just agreeing.
Okay.
Love it.
Well, I tell you what inspired you to start Revolutionary Health and Wellness, and what makes it different from traditional healthcare?
Yeah, I would say it's inspired by a lot of different things. Like my parents have always been entrepreneurs, so I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur when I got older. And traditional medicine, like I was saying before, is more sick care. It's not preparing you for wellness that you're going to need throughout your life. So being in the system and seeing how patients show up, you have 5 minutes to talk about your health. You're talking about labs, like you barely even have time to talk about, okay, what are your wellness goals? So I wanted to create this to go a little bit deeper with patients so that they're able to get more information about their different pillars of life. Like, how are you sleeping? How are you eating? How are you moving? Like, how can you incorporate these into your life seamlessly? Like Dr. People saying, don't try to we're not taking large steps here. We're doing small steps, small changes in order to be able to see how your life change over time. Because your wellness is your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish the VA would allow us to have more than 30 minutes when you go see a doctor. 30 minutes. And many of us, such as myself, we have so many problems, and you can't get it all into 30
Mhm.
minutes. And then if you don't tell them at the next appointment, they say, "Oh, you didn't mention that." So I wish we had more
Yeah.
time.
Even 30 minutes, that's like checking in. That's getting room.
Yes.
That's the conversation. That's
Yes.
wrapping up. So it's
Yeah.
not even a full 30 minutes that you
Yeah.
have if you arrive on time and
Speaking
the
of
other person hasn't run over. So
Speaking of wrapping up, we're going to take another quick break, get these bills paid for WSIC. So we'll be right back. You all in listening land, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with Thrive here live in the town of Huntersville.
Sit tight. We'll be back with more after this on WSIC 1059 100.7 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Well, hard to believe, but some of our schools around the Lake Norman area are already going back this week. So be extra mindful of some school buses on the roads today and the chance that there could be some wet roads at times too. Not everybody's going to get a shower or a storm, but there will be a few as we work our way through the afternoon and into the evening. High temperatures work their way up to around 80. We'll get back into the mid and upper 80s with a few pop-up showers or thunderstorms each afternoon for the rest of the week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Hi, this is Joshua Dobie. Join me Thursdays at 4 p.m. for Dollars and Cents, a show that focuses on your personal financial journey and the markets around us. That's Dollars and Cents, Thursday afternoons at 4, here on WSIC.
With 5 area locations, Desco is your go-to resource for electrical supplies. Albemarle, Mooresville, Salisbury, Statesville, and Lexington. No matter where the job takes you, you're sure to be close to a Desco. Shop now at DescoInc.com.
How can we make your day spotless? Yes, I'm Andrea, owner of Spotless Cleaning. Of course, our technicians do the extras. It surprises people. Yes, baseboards, window frames, and of course, toilets. Not maids, trained technicians. Exactly. In Brazil, my grandparents taught me to live my life without guilt. Yes, more time means better, bigger life. Yes, with Spotless Cleaning, you live it. Plus, have a clean house. SpotlessCleaningNC.com.
Harrison's is the home of Work Western, and wow! For nearly 30 years, our family has been boots on the ground when it comes to work. We have the largest selection of in-stock boots in the Carolinas and the best workwear brands like Harriet, Carhartt, and Wrangler. Find us on Norman Station Boulevard in Mooresville.
Number one for talk in Lake Norman, Statesville.
105.9, 100.7, WSIC.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Now the global U.S. tariffs are in effect. Some are predicting a big hit ahead for American consumers. Research by Goldman Sachs says U.S. companies have so far taken the bulk of the hit from President Trump's tariffs. But as companies are forced to hike prices, the burden will increasingly be shifted to consumers. Researchers say the consumer burden thus far has been less than a quarter of tariff costs, but if historic trends hold, that will jump to 2/3. The allure of Target as a cheap chic store chain many called Target back in the day has been lost. That's not only according to many customers, but also an internal company survey of its workers, about half of whom don't think Target is making the right moves to compete effectively. Citing that same survey, the Wall Street Journal says 4 in 10 Target workers don't have confidence in the company's future. Wall Street's indexes splitting it here right now. Dow losing 0.25%, S&P 500 down 1/10, NASDAQ rising 0.1%. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
Nothing but the best talk.
The area's best talk.
WSIC.
All right, we're back with more from the town of Huntersville on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Welcome back with Thrive Live here in the town of Huntersville. I am Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and we have 2 special guests today. And this time, I'm not going to mess up this introduction and what we're talking about. I'm going to start with Dr. Neema Hooker, who is a board-certified family and lifestyle medicine physician and the founder of Revolutionary Health and Wellness. She is here to share why wellness isn't just a part of life, it is life, and how we can reclaim our health in a world that constantly asks us to put ourselves last. And then we have Dr. Radhia Afif. Dr. Radhia Afif practice helps parents and professionals break unhealthy cycles of behavior, build resilience, restore confidence, and foster stronger family systems. We have been having a blast here, a fun time doing break. Dr. Afif, I call my sister over here the drill sergeant, but I understand that you have a nickname and you're known as the behavioralist.
Yes.
What and why do they call you behavioralist?
The behaviors, because I am a behavior specialist. I'm like the whisperer, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I can help the people. I hear a story, I hear what's going on, and I can help folks identify some behavior changes or some interventions that they need to put into place to create that change.
Okay.
And we spoke before the break about, implementing things that make sense for your life. And I think, like Dr. Hooker said earlier, a lot of people overcomplicate that. Like you said, you want to go to the gym. Some people are like, all right, I really want to be a gym person, so I'm going to go 7 days a week. And I'm like, no. If you're starting at 0, why would you jump all the way to 7 days a week, right?
Right. Okay.
Start with 1. Become successful with that. That's going to reinforce you and say, hey, I've been successful 1 day a week. okay, now we add 2 or now we add 3 and go from there instead of just going to the deep end because that's when you don't make those 7 days and then you're reinforcing a negative way, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
it's like, oh, well, I wasn't successful, so now I'm not going back to the gym. And like you said, you did your walk 2 times in the last 2 months or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
I did. I walked down the road 4 times up and 4 times back,
Mhm.
and I thought the world was about to end. So I said, "Well, let me do something else."
Right. But you know, if you set a goal for yourself and you set a goal that's obtainable for you, like, okay, what's the best time of the day to do my walk? If you know you have a busy day, maybe you get up a little bit earlier and do it in the morning. If you know you have a little time at the end of the day, then you say, okay, I'll do that at the end of the day. But bottom line is, they call me the behaviors because I come in and I help people change their behavior.
Man, I'm sitting here with 2 doctors. I can't disagree as much as I like to debate with people, but
You
I
got
am
the
out
right
of my
ones today.
element.
Right?
Absolutely. I mean, one to the left and one to the right. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next 30 minutes here. Dr. Hooker, do you like to read?
I'm more of an audiobook girl,
Okay.
but I do.
Okay.
Mm.
Mm.
Is there something you're gonna suggest?
No, because I'm very observant. I'm looking around, and Dr. Afif, she's got 2 or 3 books over there.
Oh, yeah.
Then you get those from the library, or did you write those?
Oh, I wrote these books.
Okay.
Okay,
Tell us
let's see
about
Yeah.
what I
them.
have here. Okay. So the first book, this is my copy. So that's why it sells not for resale. So I
Mm.
keep this near and dear to my heart. But this is How to Train Your Parents. But this is a parent's guide to managing child behavior. And when I spoke earlier, I talked about how parents didn't really understand what behavior is and how you reinforce it, how you help children manage or change that
Mhm.
behavior. So I wanted to create a guide that's very simple, a very easy, quick read. But in this book, you learn about behavior again, how
That's
it's
awesome.
developed, how you reinforce it. It has interventions. It has parents write out, okay, how is your child like you? Right? Because sometimes you're just looking in the mirror.
Yes, right.
So it speaks to a lot of those different things just to help parents and give them a strong foundation to then start to support their child in different challenges or just as they develop right across the years. So that's book 1. Book 2, which I didn't really talk about too much, but I'm also a behavior coach for women. And that really stems from my own challenges, my own
Mm.
life journey, things that I've went through, but also using my background as a behavior specialist to support women, to coach women. And I talk about taking off that cape. And this book is called Don't Call Me
Mm.
Superwoman.
Okay.
And so in this book, I really talk about my life. It's an exploration of divine intervention, alignment, and self love. So I talk about things that I went through, kind of how I found myself or rediscovered myself and discovered new things about myself by really taking off that cape, asking for help, and saying, listen, I don't want to be strong all the time, and I don't have to be strong all the time.
Mhm.
So that's my second book, bestseller, as you can see right here. Both are available on Amazon. And then lastly, my beloved behavioral wealth cards.
Oh, cool.
So this is a deck of cards for parents, and each one has a question. So these are cards you can use by yourself to like journal. I know we talked about journaling
Mhm.
earlier, so you can read the question and journal. You can do this with your spouse, your significant other, if you're parenting together. You can also maybe discuss some of these topics with your child also. So this is just giving opportunities to think about parenting, think about those relationships that you're building with your child. So this one is about self-care. It's been a busy week. You have a lot on your plate and you've been taking care of everyone else. Pick a day and a time to do something nice for yourself. What will you do? So that's one. Let's see. We have another one, planning and preparing. We have often heard the phrase choose your battles wisely. How do you determine which battles are important to fight and which ones to surrender to when engaging with your child? So all
Good.
of these are questions to think. And then we have affirmation cards because I'm all about positive
Mhm.
affirmations for the parents. So this one says, I love myself exactly the way I am. I am in control of my happiness. And look at the graphics, okay? I'm
I see
grateful
you
for
over
the
there.
life that I have. So this is also another resource that parents can use, even if you're like a social worker or a teacher or something like that. and maybe you want to think a little bit more about your relationship with your students or with your clients, or
Okay.
use this with parents, you can do that as well.
As an elected official, can I use that with my constituents?
I'm sure you can. You
And my
read some of
reason,
these things.
that was a loaded question. This past weekend, again, I'm always jovial. I love to have fun with people. But I was approached by someone
Mhm.
who say I use my Christianity to discriminate.
Hmm.
And that really bothered me because I love everyone. Whether you like me or you dislike me, I love you. Whether you support me or you do not support me, I love you. And I understand what love really is. But just hearing you talk about those cards, it could prepare, because I do a lot of coffee. My
Mhm.
mom can call me we talk 3 times a day, but my morning call with my mom, you go into your coffee meeting, right? I do a lot of coffee meetings with people because if someone email me or call me, I'm going to reach out to them and respond back and say, I'm open for coffee. Let's get together and meet. But I think cards like that can help strengthen relationships. I'm not trying to be smart another person, but that could help me out as well.
Yes.
Just how I communicate with people, because it's difficult what I do, but the criticism that you have to deal with, you have to have thick skin to do this. And people aren't always going to believe you. And even though I have a religious belief and this person doesn't, I'm not going to judge that person because of my faith and my belief. But I'm not going to waver from my faith or belief either. And because I won't waver, don't judge me or think I'm a bad person. But those right there, I think, are strength building cards. I really appreciate that. Dr. Hooker,
Mhm.
how did you define whole person wellness? And why did you believe physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health are equally important?
It's a great question.
Thank you. See, look at that. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I think that, we try to compartmentalize ourselves, and that's really an illusion because everything that goes on in our body informs the other part of it. So, like, if you're not emotionally or mentally well, you're not even going to want to exercise or eat right. So, you're not going to make those proper choices for yourself. If you haven't slept well, you're not going to make the proper choices for yourself. And also, like, not being emotionally or mentally well, you're not going to be able to sleep, which is then going to affect your energy. So, it's all interconnected. So, I think that we do a disservice when we try to separate the parts of ourselves out. Now, you can take time and, focus on one part for a while and then another part and then another part and then come to a whole together. Absolutely. Especially if you're struggling more in one area than the other. But at some point, you're going to have to address all of them in order to be holistically well. So it's not just about physical health and labs and exercise. You really have to think about stress and how you're dealing with that, your emotional wellness and things like that. So you're a whole person. So you have to deal with all parts of you to be holistically well.
Some people, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come back in a little bit and talk about some people look at wellness as a luxury. And I have a question I want to ask you about that because there could be some misconception about wellness being a luxury. But yeah, we're going to prepare ourselves for another break here. I'm enjoying you all. I'm serious. I've had several guests in the studio. Y'all are so funny. I mean, you got me being nervous,
real.
and I'm the one trying to break the ice with everyone. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to take another quick break. We have those out in listening land. Thank you so much for joining in and watching us. We're going to take a quick break, pay some bills, come right back with Thrive Here Live in the town of Huntersville, and I'm Commissioner Edwin Quarles. So again, be right back.
Sit tight. We'll be back with more after this on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Well, hard to believe, but some of our schools around the Lake Norman area are already going back this week. So be extra mindful of some school buses on the roads today and the chance that there could be some wet roads at times too. Not everybody's going to get a shower or a storm, but there will be a few. as we work our way through the afternoon and into the evening. High temperatures work their way up to around 80. We'll get back into the mid and upper 80s with a few pop-up showers or thunderstorms each afternoon for the rest of the week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Friday night is the rescheduled Piedmont Healthcare Friday After 5 Outdoor Concert Series. Petty Rewind will be performing a tribute band dedicated to reviving the music of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Friday After 5 will be held in downtown Statesville on West Broad Street in front of Mitchell Community College. Beverages and food will be available for purchase beginning at 5 p.m. with Petty Rewind performing at 6. Bring your chairs and enjoy Friday After 5 in downtown Statesville. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday night with a concert by Holt Up. This is a local three-piece band performing a variety of music from rock to folk to funk. Call 704-872-9990 for more information on the Victory Lane Sports Bar and Grill, Tea Times, and the Holt Up Show on Saturday night at the 500 Club. See the riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship on Saturday, September 6th, as they compete on a custom-built course at ZMAX Dragway. The playoff opener features a two-moto format for the 450cc class and 250cc class, promising plenty of drama and excitement from the moment the gates drop. Click on charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, a track map, and information on other 2025 events. Score designer deals September 9th through 14th at the Green Jeans Consignment Sale, now at 601 Milestone Venue in Concord, formerly the Buy Low Center. It's fashion, fun, and major savings. Visit greenjeansale.com. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
All right, we're back with more on the Town of Huntersville on WSIC 105.9, 100.7, 1400 AM. Local starts here.
Welcome back to Thrive Here Live in the Town of Huntersville. I am Commissioner Edwin Quarles, and today we have Dr. Radhia Afif and Dr. Neema Hooker. As we came back from break, you heard us laughing because this has been a wonderful set, wonderful show. I wish I could have them on every set I'm on. We just come up with different type of questions, and maybe we could talk about the score from some Panther games and things of that nature. But it'd be some cool stuff because you guys, really, you are a lot of fun. And when you think about a doctor, people that want to always be uptight, a certain personality, you all seem like just real down-home people. And that's what's good about, having two doctors, I would say, in the office. I mean, in the studio. It's a lot of fun. The conference we've had, we laugh and joke like we're just normal people. And I try to make sure that I'm a normal person as an elected official. I want to make people know that I'm real, I'm touchable, I'm reachable, and that's the personality you guys give off and listen to the audience. Oh, I need to contact these two doctors. Matter of fact, Dr. Hooker, how can someone get in contact with you in your office?
Yeah, thank you for that. So you can go to my website, joinrevolutionary.com, and all of my information is there and how to get in contact. You can subscribe to the newsletter, and I'll sign you up to be a part of my group where we talk about different wellness topics and check in. I think a lot of times community is important, not a lot of times, most of the time. And so we have that space for people to join so that if you're doing this by yourself, you do have other people that you can connect with who are on a journey with you. So.
That is excellent. Dr. Afif, how can people get in contact with you?
You can check out my website, Dr. Afif Speaks. It's just a DRAFIF Speaks. That's with an S on the end, .com. And you can send me an email from there from my website. Check my website out. I'm also on social media, on Instagram at the.behaviorist, and on Facebook, The Behaviorist 0.
Man, speaking of Facebook and Instagram, wow. I am being beat up so bad on Facebook and Instagram. Look, I know who the trolls are too. That's the fun part about it. I know who they are. And what I do a lot of fun stuff too. The other day I had on this big cowboy hat. I went to a farmland preservation breakfast. And I do wear a cowboy hat, but they have never seen me with my cowboy hat on. So what they want to do is troll me because I had a cowboy hat on. So Governor Stein just appointed me as a state commissioner for Veteran Affairs. And I did this post about if I wear my Air Force cap, my American Legion cap, or my Veteran of Foreign Wars cap, or my cowboy hat. I put cowboy hat on there on purpose. And sometimes it's good to troll the troll, but you were talking about social media. That could be a great thing or a bad thing. We talked before the break, we were talking about luxury. Wellness being a luxury. And many people, Dr. Neema Hooker, think that wellness as a luxury. It's something that they can get to after other priorities. How do you help people see it as an essential?
That's a good question. Sorry, I wanted to say one thing before that. I forgot to correct you and pronounce my name is Neema Hooker. I know we went through the whole show for
Man,
me
we'd have
saying it.
been
I
this
kept
whole show
wanted to
and I
say
had
it, and I
coffee.
kept forgetting because we were having so much fun. But it's Neema Hooker. But yeah, I think that the biggest thing with wellness is time. And I think we are always looking for more time and more time. And that's part of what we go through as well. When I do my visit with my patients is where can you find the time? Because a lot of us have the time, we just may not be using it like we should or seeing where it is. So I think that the biggest luxury is time and finding out ways to use the time more wisely. Like you can do more than one thing at a time. You can brush your teeth and have a dance party. That's your exercise. You can while you're waiting for your coffee, you could be doing squats in the kitchen. So there's ways of teasing out what you can do to captivate more time. The other thing I would say is people think it's a luxury. You have to have a gym membership. You have to have Pilates membership. You have to have yoga membership. You don't have to have all of those things in order to achieve health. You know, taking a walk outside is free. And finding the time to do that. You can do that at lunchtime. You can take the stairs up instead of taking the elevator up. So there's ways of, finding the luxury without having to expend all of your time and resources in order to get well. And so that's what I'll say about that piece.
I take those as some good tips. So, Dr. Afif, then what are some quick tips listeners can start using today to create change in their homes or personal life?
I'm going to give a tip, one for my parents and one for my super women who are transitioning to take that cape off. And this is more of a mindset shift. So for my parents, the mindset shift is parenting from a human to human interaction, right? So I think with some families, I know I grew up where it's kind of like the child is seen and not heard, right? You know, if you say something, you're being disrespectful or don't talk back or things like that, right? The child is not always, you don't always listen to the child because you say, oh, they're too young or I'm the adult. I need to have control of the situation. But when it's human to human, you look at your child as, okay, they're like me, but they're just a smaller version. They have thoughts, they have ideas, they have different feelings, different ways that they want to express themselves. So really leaning into your child being an individual and how can you support that development, not just right now while they're 5 or 6. What about when they're 36 and they don't have communication skills or they don't know how to identify their feelings because they were never taught that or they were shut down or
Yeah.
they didn't feel comfortable with that. So looking at it from that human to human perspective, but also looking at it when you were a child, what did you need from your parent? What was helpful? What was beneficial? You have some people that say, well, I turned out okay. And I look at them and I'm like, but did you?
Yeah.
And that's not,
Yeah.
throwing shade, but it's like, really, did you turn out the way that, basically in your best way, in your best form? We're always learning, but still just kind of looking at parenting from those two perspectives to kind of give you that mindset shift of how you approach parenting. So that's for my parents, that mindset shift. And for my women who are struggling to be superwomen, who are still wearing that cape, my message to you, my tip for you is make yourself a priority. Yes, be selfish sometimes. Yes, ask for help. Yes, delegate tasks to other people. Make yourself a priority because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And if you do, it's just going to stress you out. Okay? Like some people say, it's going to make you crash out. And I don't want them to crash out.
Yeah. See, because when you're traveling, you go through this journey, you don't want to crash. And let's go to a journey. Dr. Neema
Yes.
Hooker, you are a physician,
Mm-hmm.
but you also share your personal wellness journey.
Mm-hmm.
How has being open about your own personal experiences helped you connect with your audience?
Yeah. And I'll kind of piggyback off of Dr. Afif is saying. I think perfectionism is a big one. I think that's in parenting, that's in being an adult in general, that's in womanhood, this attainment of whatever this perfect being is. And I think I used to try to attain that. Not anymore. It's more about being excellent and being authentic.
Yes.
And so I always want to share that you don't have to aspire to be this imaginary person. You can look inside yourself and pull out your values, what you see yourself as, and work on those instead of working on something that's not really attainable. So that's what I'll say in terms of that. I'm forgetting like what the question is now.
It's about how your personal journey.
Yeah, and so I think kind of like what Dr. Afif was saying is like taking off of the superwoman cape and being your real self. I think people gain from us sharing our stories. I think sharing stories is a big part of wellness, and how you can connect with other people. So holistic wellness, where we've talked about already, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, physical health, but it's also connection. And it's hard to connect with other people when you're aspiring to be perfect.
Yes.
It's easier to do that when you're trying to be your authentic self.
Yes.
So that's what I'll say there.
Outside of being a physician, what do you like to do on your personal time?
Ooh, that's a lot of question. A lot of stuff. So I'm an outdoorsy person. I say I like to hike. I have a garden, so I'm in my garden. So I'm also thankful for the rain for that. Yoga, dance, hanging out with friends, cooking, hosting, so a lot of different things.
Okay. Dr. Faith, what do you like to do on your personal time?
Sleep. Like, listen, I am the nap queen, and my family can attest to that.
Nothing
But
wrong with a
outside of
nap.
that, I like to work out. I work out every morning. I get up at 5 a.m. I'm in the gym by 6, well, a little bit earlier than 6, but love to work out. I love poetry. I love experiences. So anything that creates an experience
Mhm.
of fun, being around people, moving, laughing, yeah, those types of things. So
All right. So we're coming close to the end of our set, but one more time on how people can get in contact with you.
Oh, starting with me this time. Okay. You can reach me at drafifspeaks.com, drafifspeaks.com. You can also reach me on Instagram at the.behaviorist or on Facebook, The Behaviorist Zero.
And Dr. Hooker, what about you?
Yep. So you can reach me at joinrevolutionary.com. Same on Instagram at Join Revolutionary. Same on Facebook, Join Revolutionary. So same
I want
everywhere.
to say this has been fun, and I'm hoping that, again, we said earlier, everything is built on relationships. I'm hoping we can continue to strengthen this relationship. But I want to thank our listening audience for being here with live here in Huntersville. And again, I want to thank you two for being my special guest. Anything that I can do, please use me as a resource, because I do want to build that relationship and help you as much as possible. So those in listener land, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to Thrive Here Live in the town of Huntersville. I'm Commissioner Quarles. We've had Dr. Afif and Dr. Hooker with us today. And I want to say this has been a great show. And keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Ever before. 105.